Hello, wrestling fans, and a special welcome to our fan of the week, Hope Winchester Gecko, on Twitter. I'm Jay here with the True Horror King Gary, and in case you missed it, we are now available just about everywhere you listen to podcasts. It'd be cool if you all subscribe, follow, like, and all that. Now, before we get to Emergence, we've got to start off with some big news, as this week's viewership for Impact on Access TV was way up at 131,000, the highest number in 5 months, which pretty great timing leading into Emergence, and it had some tough competition like the Field of Dreams game that, I'll be honest, I was watching, and I watched Impact after. And now, Gary, take it away with your special announcement.
Okay, guys, I got a big announcement. As you know, I have a separate channel from Jay's here. It's called Gary's Movie Emporium. I've reached back out to a company that was sending me advanced copies of titles that they have in their library for video distribution, and they hooked me up with 10 movies. I got an unboxing of that account currently on YouTube. You can check that out on my channel on Gary's Movie Emporium. I break down each and every one that I get. So I'm really happy that they did accept me back, because it's been almost a year since I've shot content, but I've still been getting views regularly, because I told Jay that not on here, but I've told him in the past that I keep getting views even though my channel has no new content. So
it's the power of Discuss Impact.
It's got to be.
So great news there from Gary, and any horror fan, check that out. He'll be doing all that stuff, and there should be a link right here now, or when Gary was talking about it, to his channel, if I can figure that out to work correctly. And now it's time for Emergence, and maybe a mailbag question or two will pop up. Sadly, we never know when those are going to happen, so you just kind of have to...
Got mail.
See, I mean, literally just happened. Let's start with that. This is from Michael in Plant City, Florida. Hey, Jay and Gary. I love how you guys have more facts than bullshit like most podcasts. Oh, that's nice. My question is, why does it seem like most Impact fans are so negative? Even Impact fan sites are filled with AEW fans these days. It's sad to see, and a big turnoff for this long-time fan. Great question. What do you got, Gary? Anything?
I don't know. Just kind of like everything points to this pay-per-view. I was kind of searching the internet, just looking around for, the negatives, because that seems to be the stigma that Impact gets every time there's a big show. They get lambasted with negativity, and sure enough, I heard stuff like, the sound went in and out, and it's like, yeah, but it might have been a geographical thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that it was Impact's fault. It could have been the venue. It could have been a lot of things. That's part of the problem when you do these pay-per-views, if you will. They're basically through the internet. I think Impact is looking really solid. Our fellow podcaster BQ said the wrestling has been great. That's not the problem with Impact. I think there's like a lot of behind the scenes things that they need to just, kind of like get them all figured out. And then from here, I think the product is flawless,
Yeah, I think a small problem is, I think they're getting a little wrestling heavy, like you said. Well, I mean, I don't think it's I'm just saying the problem as in people complaining, or maybe like, I don't know, kind of turning into AEW fans also, is that they're kind of becoming similar, where they have like really long, great matches. And, but I mean, Impact is so much better in terms of characters and all that. So I don't know. My answer is I don't know, but it sucks. And yeah, I wish, there was a more positive Impact fans in the world. I literally tried to make a site about it, but that shit didn't work. So whatever, on to the show. I figure we'll start off with the main event. I was going to say, I mean, we did talk a little before the show, but I didn't ask you, was that your match of the night?
Oh, the match out of the whole pay-per-view. That's a really tough one, because I really love the Honor No More Bullet Club matchup. I like the Sammy Callahan and Macklin one-on-one. I like the Bandito and Ray Horace matchup. I love the women's knockout title.
Well, you don't You do not get to pick 7 matches when I say one. So
I would have to say, just for what it was built up for, I'd have to say the main event.
yeah, same here. Let us know in the comments what was yours. I figure let's start there. I thought the main event was just ridiculous, and I really thought Shelley was going to win, just because I don't know, like there was like so many cool things I thought they could have done with like Shelley winning. Like you could have Sabin turn, you could have Kushida come, you could have like, you know what I mean? Like there was so many things kind of set up there.
Yeah, well, I seen somebody suggest something about that. Maybe this would be the pay-per-view where we might see a heel Scott D'Amore, where he might come to ringside and distract Alex Shelley or something to that effect. That then Chris Sabin comes down, and it's kind of like I kind of saw that kind of thing happening throughout in that match, because I kept thinking maybe this is the night that Alex Shelley gets his due, and he is crowned the Impact World Heavyweight Champion. So
yeah. Also, there's a thing with Shelley. Like I don't know. I think he works like, you know what I mean, like a real full-time job. Maybe he doesn't want like to be champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have time or whatever. But it was great that he got that. You know, he was in the main event and finally got to be like a main event guy, I guess it seems, or whatever. And hell of a match. I really thought, I really thought he had so many good chances to win. This was like back and forth, and I love the fact that I thought anyone could have won. Like if you would ask me like 2 weeks ago, I would have said no chance in hell Shelley would win, because it's Josh and he kind of just won and he's like their guy. And that was the case, but they did a good job in kind of, making it, make us believe there's a chance and anything could happen there.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. My son came running down the hall when we're doing the podcast. I hope my wife gets him here, but sorry about that.
No problem. Family first.
Yeah. But I was going to mention something about Alex Shelley too. He reminds me an awful lot of the actor Bruce Campbell from the Evil Dead series. He has that kind of like look about him. He looks like he could be some like make a movie like from Evil Dead. I don't know if you got that. You ever seen Bruce Campbell? He kind of an awful lot.
Again. We're gonna have to look again, but he does have like I'm not gonna say he's like a scary looking, but he has, I don't know, he kind of has he's like a nice guy that you can also like, you know what I mean? He has like that face where he can also be like a crazy guy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sorry.
No, just that's what I see. When I see like every time I see him, I can't help but see Bruce Campbell, and I was just like, I felt like it was Josh Alexander versus Bruce Campbell at the main event.
Yeah. Now I'm just thinking like maybe they could have used that more in his career. Like, was he ever like a super heel? I don't know.
I think, but yeah, he was a heel. They showed a flashback of between him and Chris Sabin, where he faked a leg injury, and then he rolled up Chris Sabin for the pinfall. So he's beaten Chris before. So
yeah, I guess everyone's been a heel.
Kind of called the Eddie Guerrero thing, if you will.
Okay, gotcha. All right, might as well go with the knockouts match next, since we're going to jump around. But I just wanted to talk about this one because this was a great match. Got a very nice amount. I mean, it got like 15 minutes, which I think is like perfect for a championship match. That's not. I don't want to get sexist, but I don't know. Should the women's matches be as long as the men's? Sure, yeah. I mean, but I think the main event should be the longest. So that's what I'm kind of say there, which isn't sexist. So screw you, me. Oh yeah, man, we didn't mention the fans yet. How great were the fans at this?
Oh, this venue was outstanding. I mean, anywhere they went, I mean, they showed the hard camera side several times in the past. When they've showed Impact's hard camera, it's always been empty, and this place was filled with Impact fans all the way around the venue. There was a couple of pan scans they did, like 3 or 4 pan scans of the venue, and the place looked gorgeous on TV. And then I hear that the tapings tonight are near sellout or they are sold out. So
very, very nice. Nothing but good news all around. So
Chicago loves us, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Also, I keep mentioning it, but Atlanta was awesome also. So good job with whatever with the places they're choosing. They're clearly looking into it before they're just going to places, which is smart, I think, or I don't know. They're figuring something out, and it's good. So Jordan got the win. My only problem with this match is I didn't think, like, unlike the last match, I didn't think there was any chance in hell that Mia was going to win. I didn't think they maybe the story wasn't good enough going into it. Also, it's Jordan, who kind of is like the world killer right now. I don't know. Did you think she had a chance?
Not really. Just for the fact that they're building the story too, that Jordan wants to win every title. It kind of made it sound like they were going to be kind of like trying to make her like a belt collector kind of gimmick, maybe in the future. I don't know, or at least win every title, at least from each division, which she could very well do. I don't think she could beat Josh. That's just my opinion. I don't think she could beat Josh.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the story they're going with, but I mean, I love the idea of like that's her plan, and now Masha shows up like, nah, that's not happening. Like, you're not even going to keep your Knockouts title.
Yeah, so, I don't understand what they wanted to do here, really. I mean, it was a very worthy number one contender in Mia Yim. But I think when she's got the steamroller Jordan Grace in her way, it was unlikely she was going to win it anyway.
Yep, totally agree with that. And but I am very excited for Masha and Jordan, which I think I mentioned last week. I'd love for that to be at Bound for Glory. That would be like, I could see that being like her first real match, Again.
Well, I don't know if you noticed too when Masha came down after the match. She made it look like she was going to go after Mia, and then she turned her attention to Jordan. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, I missed that.
I just swerved this a little bit.
Oh yeah, I missed that. I thought it was just definitely Jordan, and I was like, oh shit, here we go, this is it. I was like really excited for that.
Yeah, so then she kind of slapped that envelope on her chest, like, I want you, me and you, next pay-per-view, or whatever.
I see that next match as her match against Hulk Hogan in the Goldberg scenario, where she's Goldberg right now. She kind of did it faster, and maybe she'll beat. I'd like to see her beat, like, I'm not sure it was left who she hasn't beaten, but I don't know if Madison Rayne is still around. Maybe beat her. She's pretty good at losing, I've heard. Yeah, if you missed that, she popped over to AEW, lost her first title match. Terrible match. Just terrible.
The damnedest thing is you had said she had wrestled a terrible match, and then the week before she had wrestled a very good match, and I think did she face Mia Yim? I can't remember. I think she might have faced Mia. I think
so. But I mean, I've never seen a really bad Madison Rayne match. Like, she's that good. Like, she's just like I don't think she's incredible, but like, she's so solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she did a really good Northern Lights suplex. It reminded me a little bit of not Kurt Angle, the late great Kurt Hennig.
Yeah,
I looked very fluent when she did it, and I'm like, when you said she went to the down south and they pulled that crap with her.
Oh my God, nightmare match, just a nightmare. I think she's the kind of person that needs like someone better. Like, I think Mia's probably a little bit better in the ring, so like it makes her like put on very good matches. But whatever, we're not talking about stupid ass AEW. So let's pop over to I guess we're just literally going backwards, because this was close. Just like you, this was one of my favorite matches for a bunch of different reasons. I loved the ending was more than anything. Like, I was really afraid they were going to lose. I would have bet money that they were going to lose. I just had a feeling. And Honor No More won in a really fun match. Taven, our boy Taven, who's been on fire since we gave him the MVP, is going to get a tag title shot. And yeah, I loved everything about this. How about you?
Yeah, I did too, but it just seems like every time Hikulea is in the middle of the mix for the Bullet Club, they never get the win. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. He always loses a big one. He lost the matchup that time against Big LG. I thought he was going to go over, and it's like, I don't know, it seems like Honor No More has Bullet Club's number, especially lately. I know a lot of people were complaining about the booking of Honor No More, but I think that's a little premature. As of late, Impact has been making Honor No More look unbeatable. I mean, it's their probably best 5-man team that I can think of going right now.
I mean, and it might have been one of those, we're not sure if they're leaving because of, Tony trying to get all the, as many old Ring of Honor guys as he can to try and make his bullshit Ring of Honor look legit. But looks like we're getting to keep basically all of the good ones, which I'm really excited about. Like I don't know. I'm not sure if PCO is going to stick with them. Like I could see him kind of breaking off to the side, but the fact is they're all going to stay there, so that's cool.
Well, let's not forget too. OGK is going to get their title shot against the Good Brothers. So
yeah, very cool. And I mean, God, I say this every week, but I disliked Matt Taven so much, and now I goddamn love the guy. Like that's just how Impact is with characters. Like give a guy a week or two with a microphone, and they can like turn you around. And I agree about Hikuleo, but I just figure he's like the Bullet Club jobber. Is he? I don't know.
That's the weird thing. It seems like every time he's in the mix, it seems like he's kind of like the Great Khali. Not that bad, but he's kind of like the Khali of the faction because it seems like he never really gets any big wins much.
He was also he was one of the reasons that I picked that I did think the other team had a chance, even though I just said like I didn't think they had a good chance. I was like, shit, okay, Hikuleo's there. There's a good chance he'll lose it.
And wasn't it the Good Brother that ate a pin in this match, if I'm not mistaken? That might be an indication that they are going to be losing the titles and maybe going to New Japan.
Yes, Gallows was pinned, I believe, by Taven, but I'm not positive. I know Taven hit the climax on a trash can.
Yeah, a little interesting tidbit that I've noticed in the past too at like the events and stuff, and then like tapings. This week we were, or for last night we were using the half-size steps. So I don't know if that was a venue issue or whatever, but we were using like these small, like really rinky-dink steps. I'm surprised a lot of the wrestlers didn't have a problem getting in and out of the ring, but
again, you notice things I would never even think about. So that is very interesting. Hang on, I want to remember this part though, because 411 Mania, like you said before, a lot of people, there was some complaining about the, whatever. I just want to read this fast. A really strong wrestling show from Impact, which has quietly put together a string of events that have solid action and a minimum of nonsense. I would have liked to not spend part of the night tearing out what's left of my hair due to technical issues, but as I said, the blame could go a number of ways. Like, I thought that was really cool. Like, he could have just, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's definitely fair. That's some of the stuff that I addressed early on. That's a lot of stuff that maybe they can't help or...
Yeah, that's a smart reviewer and a smart wrestling fan who understands, like, he didn't know what it came from. It could have been, you know what I mean? Like you said, it could have been the place. Like, sometimes you just can't help certain things. I mean, it happens. I don't know if people buy shows on Fight TV, but almost every goddamn show on Fight TV, it happens. Like, it's just a thing.
Well, if a building is made up of a lot of like cement-based, like, based on what it's made of and what it consists of, a lot of times it interferes with signal, like a cell phone, for instance. Like,
oh yeah,
we go out on Route 81 to Syracuse, and I mean, we get to a stretch of highway with a bunch of trees, and our internet goes bye-bye on our phone. So
also, people always want more fans, and I think they did have a lot of fans last night. And I'm like, if everyone's got a cell phone and shit, like, that hurts. You know what I mean? Like, that could like mess up their signal. I mean, as far as I know, but whatever. I thought it was really cool, and you can check that out. 411 Mania.
Only complaint about the 411 Mania overall record, the grade, is he barely gave it 0.2 higher than Thursday's show, and I'm sorry, but I felt like the pay-per-view was at least a 9.
Oh, I love 411.
I didn't find anything wrong with that pay-per-view. If I did, it was maybe the pre-show. Everything else I loved. Like, I liked the continuation between Macklin and Sammy, like, all over the building, and I just liked the whole atmosphere. It was magical, I thought, and I found myself actually cheering a little bit, like clapping my hands, and totally dug it.
That's clearly part of the. Well, I mean, I love 411. I say it all the time. I don't go to many sites. It's one of my favorites. Like, they basically get everyone else's news, and you don't have to pay for like stupid ass Fightful Select when they have stupid bullshit that's not worth paying for. But yeah, they do have a problem with giving Impact anything over like an 8 or a 7.8 when it like if you read this review, it's a 9. Like it's a 9, like just based on like the words and everything. And if you compare it to like their AEW reviews, this would have got a 9.5. Like I know it. I know for a fact. Like that's because there's all 4-star matches.
Outside of the lead, the kickoff show, to me, there wasn't any of these matches that were weak. Even if you didn't really, like with you didn't like it so much because of the wrestle heavy stuff, and I totally get that too.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But I mean,
if you weigh all the heaviness of the wrestling that was going on and all the other, was it 7 matches? I mean, I don't know how as an Impact fan, you know what I mean? Like I can't, I just find it hard to really nitpick about anything about the rest of the show.
I was just looking at this one fast. Cook's review again, good dude, good great writer, and he gave the. I think the lowest score, not counting the pre-show, was 2 3/4 stars to the Sammy match, which I guess I can understand because they were all over the place.
Yeah, it was a little bit hokey here and there, but I don't know. It just was something different. It just kind of set the pace for the rest of the night because it was like a lot of chaos, and this is what the type of thing that Impact used to do. This chaotic stuff. They go to the venue. They might wrestle out in the parking lot. They take it to the crowd. That's the thing I miss about TNA is like all this craziness going on.
Also, I was going to complain. I did complain, and I'm going to complain about lack of. I just thought there was too many matches that didn't have a gimmick, but this one kind of did. Like they kind of gave themselves a gimmick. You know what I mean? As like it was the match that was happening like all over the place during the show. So I love that. That was
the only thing I got to say about Sammy. He's been great in all of this, but the only thing Sammy, I just ask you, stop doing that bowing thing. It does not suit your gimmick for me. It just makes it look like he's an opera star or something. He just takes a bow.
My bigger problem is the stupid like control over lights. Like, come on.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
he doesn't need that. Let him be a badass, crazy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You want him to be a badass. Usually when you think of a badass, don't make him bow, or whatever. I don't like it. I've never liked that. But I didn't mind it at first, but
let me now take a bow before I do my. Yeah, it's just very odd. Could have mentioned this one earlier, but Bandito and Ray Horace. I mean, Jesus Christ, this could have been the match of the night if it was just. I mean, to me, it was just like a kind of a random. There was no. This was like an AEW match, but it was awesome. This was an awesome. I don't know how anyone complained about just an awesome match between 2 incredible wrestlers, and I really hope they keep one or both if possible.
Well, I hope they keep them because it kind of makes up for the ground we lost with Penta and Phoenix. Because I felt like very much like these two could actually be a tag team too, very much like Ray Phoenix and Pentagon. And also, I miss that style and Impact.
Tag team, they can help the X division. Those guys, I mean, they could do all kinds of shit.
Yeah, he could be one of them could be the serious challenger to Mike Bailey.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of them could be a freaking heavyweight title guy. I mean, wasn't Bandito a champion in
world champion?
Or am I thinking of his brother?
Flamita.
Oh, Flamita's his brother?
I think they're a relation, yeah.
Okay, I thought it was wait, does Flamita have a different name?
I'm not sure on that. Another really good luchador I was hoping Impact would sign was Dragon Lee too, but I guess he's with the current down south version of ROH, the pretend league.
Yeah. Damn it, I'm blanking on this person's name right now, and it's annoying me. He was like one of the final champions in Ring of Honor. Whatever.
PCO was world champion down there. Wherever they happen to be derived from. I believe it's up there, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure where their headquarters, Sinclair, was located. But I want to say somewhere like, I don't know, like those areas like Massachusetts and that kind of, I think, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, no big deal. I'm blanking on that guy's name. Maybe somebody could let us know in the comments. Diener and Eric Young from Violent by Design against Saban and Kushida. Gotta say, this one shocked the shit out of me. The winners being Diener and EY.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised too that I honestly thought we'd probably see EY and Joe Doring in the match, and then Diener would be on the outside. But they went the opposite. They kind of swerved me, at least. And then they went the direction they did. And then for them to get the pinfall, I'd have to say this probably is got to be Diener and EY, one of Diener and EY's most impressive victories as part of VBD.
Yeah, this was very good match. I think one of the best Diener matches. And I mean, he's really nailing his role right now. Sure, it helps when you have Eric Young in there. I don't think I've seen that team. That's kind of a new team, right, for VBD?
Uh, what?
Isn't it usually like Joe and Diener or?
Yeah, it usually is, and I don't know if it's because Eric Young's trying to prove that his loyalty to the guys, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I guess he maybe Eric kind of maybe privately chose Diener too, as he's kind of the weak link. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, trying to like force him into it. And is anybody cooler looking than goddamn Joe Doring on the outside with that hat on? Jesus.
yeah, I like that front row Bill always plugs like Joe Doring with that kind of like the handheld thing he has of Joe Doring, and he's like waving it, and he's always like,
God, I love me. God, Joe Doring is just such a great cat. Just looking at that guy, like to me, that's like wrestling. You know what I mean? Like he just says, like him, PCO. There's certain people that just say pro wrestling. So that was another good, solid match. Got to mention this Kenny King thing. Kind of, yeah. Take it. Go ahead. You can take it.
More or less, Kenny King was telling Honor No More. He had a plan in place for what do they call it? The Red Rebel. Is that what his moniker is? Red Rebel.
Yeah. Heath,
yeah. And and then like Kenny King being the cocky individual that he is, which he's great. I think he does a great job at being the cocky character in wrestling. He kind of let his guard down, and Heath came in the back door and he hit him with that. I can't remember the name of it, but it's kind of like this scorpion death drop kind of move. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm loving this Heath stuff. I've never seen anybody book Heath this strong. Even if there's people out there that are doubters, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of reminds me of the DDP days when he just slide in a ring and he'd hit you with a diamond cutter. I don't know what they're going for.
I think that's a very good comparison because DDP was never like he was. I don't want to say jobber, but like he was kind of probably in a similar situation as Heath, as like you know what I mean before he got like really big.
Yeah, I heard there was a lot of issues with DDP, possibly in Hogan. Like there was ego things, like Hogan wouldn't put him over, and
yeah, I believe that. But I mean, he was kind of like he wasn't huge like before the whole when like you said, he just started popping in like against the NWO and doing what Heath is doing now, and he became huge.
Let's not forget he teamed with Kevin Nash too.
Oh yeah, I mean DDP is a goddamn legend, and I could do a whole goddamn show on him. But yeah, I liked it. I really like that comparison. I could see it. If they want to kind of like push Heath to the moon, just have him doing this for a while. I was waiting for him to show up in the match tonight, but he said he'll get them if they survive the night. So totally makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, he said Bullet Club's got this. They know how to deal with this, and I'm not. This isn't my business. I don't know if they're kind of waiting to see what's going on with Rhino. I honestly think I would ditch the whole tag team thing. I know they're good friends, but I honestly would ditch that idea. And I give Heath a huge singles push right now, even if it's for the digital media title.
Yep, totally agree. I think sticking Rhino, I mean, it'll bring him back to being that character, you know? I got kids, kind of a jokey character, which, they could win the tag champions, but that's kind of their upside with that character. So, yeah, much would prefer crazy-ass Heath, which is happening now. And, I mean, also Kenny King, another great goddamn wrestler character who I'd like to see more of on the show. X Division, whatever the hell, the guy can do everything. And we didn't mention Sami Callihan got the win. That broke, that's his first loss, right?
Macklin? No, he lost to Ishii as well a while back. I think he might have lost a couple. He's lost quite a few countouts too to like Trey Miguel in the past. But I mean, overall, his record has been pretty solid. Maybe if he doesn't go for the heavyweight title in the future, I could honestly see him being in the digital media division.
Yep. Totally see that. I like that division.
Which is getting more depth as we're speaking, because a lot of these extra guys that are really doing nothing, a lot of the Honor No More guys would be good for that digital, like PCO. I don't know. There's a whole slew of guys you could put in that division.
Yeah, I mean, might as well jump over to that fast. But Brian Myers beat Bhupinder Gujar. So some people
On the
picking.
countdown. Yep.
Yeah, so some people picking Bhupinder, and let me say to you, what the hell were you people thinking? I mean, I like him, but I mean, Brian Myers is
He's
like
too green, I think. Still, I mean, you got to have more than that corner turnbuckle spear thing he does. It's just, I don't know.
Myers is very, very good in the role he's currently in, so I don't want to see anything changing anytime soon with that.
I think you could. I know often I don't really give Jeff Jarrett an awful lot of credit, but I will give him credit here. He saw a lot of potential in Brian Myers when GFW was a thing. And I do think that's kind of carried over into Impact. I know when we had that Global Force and Impact invasion, I saw a lot of good in Brian Myers that I didn't see in WWE, or wasn't able to see, I should say. But I think you could kind of chalk up, this second chance effort that he's been given to it for Impact, and he's been looking hungry in Impact. Something I've never seen in him before.
I think you can tell like he's got like creative control or whatever, like with his character and maybe his segments, and he's just having fun.
Yeah, and then he's really big on social media, and then he has his own podcast with Matt Cardona.
Yeah, see, that's what I love, but that's my only problem with the title. Like, I feel like a guy like him should always be champ, or like Jordan. You know what I mean? Like someone who's great at digital media, which is kind of weird. Like, what if somebody wins and then they don't even have Twitter? Like, but whatever. X Division match we didn't mention. Awesome match. My only problem was I felt like, I don't know, Jack Evans is kind of a throw-in guy, and he gets like a 15-minute match where it looks like he could have beat Mike Bailey, who's like our ex-guy right now.
Yeah, the problem I was seeing with him, it looked like to me, Jack Evans was a little uninspired in this match. I didn't really see a lot of the stuff that he did in his early days. It could be a lot of it because he's bulked up too. I noticed he's gotten like a lot bigger arms and a lot like bigger traps and things like that. And I don't know if that had a lot to do with his high flying or if he's still kind of nursing that injury. I have no idea, but I don't know. It felt like he didn't do a lot versus Mike Bailey in my eyes. I thought Mike Bailey did a lot of great things in this. But I didn't really realize going into this that the two guys have a major size difference.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to complain about a Bailey match, but I just like, why Evans? Like, why not Kenny King? Like, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you could throw in like 50 names. Where was Jesus? Where was Trey tonight? He wasn't on this show, right?
Yeah, that's a good call. I don't know why they didn't think about doing. I guess because didn't he beat Trey not too long ago? Like, and then he lost his opportunity.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I don't know why we couldn't have,
everything except the Knockouts Tag Championship match. With I kind of have a lot of things I don't like about this. I don't like it on the pre-show. It's a championship match. It shits on the championship. It shits on, I don't know, just the idea of having the championship. Like, there was no, I'm not sure which match I would have changed it with, but we were talking about this earlier, and you think they should only have one pre-show match, right?
Yeah, I think if you're gonna, have a pre-show match, you kind of gotta build that package too, along with the one match. Like, what's gonna be going on? I know Tom Hanks. The knockout tag team title match was kind of rushed, and Scott, I know you're probably not listening or watching, maybe cut the pre-show down to one match and then put some filler in there.
Yeah, I got to give AEW credit for once. They are very good with video packages. I mean, I think they go over the top. Like, they have video packages. If they have like a pay-per-view, they'll make a little video for every match on the show. And like, I think it's really smart. That's the kind of thing that I like. I mean, usually it's just clips of matches and stuff, since they don't really do shit with characters over there. But like, if Impact did it, it would be really good. You know what I mean? Like, make a little 5-minute video about whichever match you would keep it on the show. If it was Myers or, well, I think it should be the Myers match because I don't like that Knockouts tag match on the show. But whatever, like you said, make a little, video. That's all. One match, hype it up, make it feel like a bigger deal.
Well,
yeah.
And to be fair, I don't really like an odd number of matches either. I like an even amount.
Well, that's weird.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of an odd. It's kind of an odd thing to have like 9 matches. You usually go with a whole number like an 8 or a 10 or something. But I just don't like the 9 matches. I think if you want to do the 9 and you want to have that just have one match in the pre-show, maybe see if you can kind of go over that 3-hour time frame, because I know they can, because I mean they own Impact Plus, and there ain't really much I can say too much on YouTube. I mean, you make what content you do, how long it is, so I don't really see why they can't go over the 3 hours if they need to. And then it might make the tag team match or the Brian Myers match that much majestic on the card.
Yeah, I think 9 is too many, to be honest, but
yeah,
I think 7 would be like the top, but you don't like odd numbers, so how about 8?
I don't know. It just looks weird. Like, I'm looking at the graphic. I just don't like the way it looks on the graphic. It's just kind of, you got 2 at the bottom and then 1 way up at the top. It just looks a little off to me.
Okay, I found it. If anyone has happened to be still here from before, Roosh. That's who I thought was his brother. No, that's not Bandito's brother?
No, I believe that's Dragon Lee, I think.
Oh, Roosh is Dragon Lee?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, I get mixed up with these. Oh, no, relatives. Dragon Lee is his brother. Wow.
Yeah.
No, Dragon Lee is Roosh's brother.
Yeah.
Shit. Wow. La Bestia
del... But I couldn't remember either, because I get kind of confused with the Bandito and Dragon Lee. And
holy shit! Look at this family. His uncle is Pitbull 1 and 2. His brother is Mystico. His father is La Bestia del Ring. That's a badass name. The best in the ring. I don't even speak Spanish. You need to know that one.
Yeah, they had quite a circle of luchadors in ROH. That's what's sad about the company folding, because they had a really good a very X division like roster over there. Because I mean, they had Bandito, Horace.
Where's Roosh right now? Do you know?
He got signed by down south.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, I figured with his name value that he wouldn't come to Impact, but Shane Taylor out there that's very unemployed the last time I knew. So
how about Silas Young? God, I've been calling up for that guy for months. He's such a great character.
When they were in Pittsburgh, I think that's where he's from, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He got 1 tryout down south, and they haven't called him since. And I'm like, that guy's too damn good to be
seriously
the last real man. To
be a perfect Impact guy. You know what I mean? They'd make him even better, even more of a character.
Yeah, he's like a Mr. Anderson, is what I feel like. Like we're missing somebody like that.
He had a great character in Ring of Honor, which is hard to do. I mean, not to bash them too much, but they're a wrestling thing more than whatever. But okay, let's get back to this before we forget. So Rosemary ended up getting pinned and lost the match.
Yeah, after she was distracted. Was she distracted by Havoc, and she
Jessica?
Missed it. Taya's face. Isn't that what happened?
Correct, but it's Jessica. There is no Havoc anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she missed it, Taya, and then got pinned, and I guess they were transitional champs, which is going to lead to Rosemary versus Taya, or maybe they'll just have these matches. They'll get a rematch.
I'm confused to what they're going to be doing with all of these women, because it's like they're at odds, and it's like Taya and Rosemary have that history of being friendly, but I don't know. I just see too much going on for their friendship to exist. I don't know if it's just kind of like they're just trying to kill that relationship for a little bit,
Yeah, I
Because
don't know.
I know she wrestles in MLW. Maybe she signed a better deal in MLW as well. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be part of it. But then, how about she takes the pin? You know, like
Yeah.
why is it Rosemary? Like, and whatever. Like, I can't even like stand up for someone that abused me, but it's kind of, but
Yeah,
it's
I know. I didn't understand that either because I mean, what was it, like a month ago? She was like the number one, wasn't she the
contender.
number one contender for
Yeah,
the
no.
title?
Yep, now I don't know what the hell. Now she'll be, I guess, feuding with, or just probably doing joke segments with Taya for a while. But we'll see. I mean, another thing. I mean, this is Deonna Purrazzo, people. She should not be on a pre-show. Forget everything else. I mean, she might be the best women's wrestler in the world.
Yeah, I didn't even really think of it like that because I mean, look how far she's fallen. She was, what was it,
Yeah,
collector of belts, and then she lost both belts, one to Mercedes Martinez, then she lost to Taya, and now she has no belts, and now she's wrestling on pre-shows, which is a travesty.
yeah, I agree. But I mean, I think, I mean, she's in a good group. I think she's in a much better situation than someone like, Rosemary or Taya, for example, because she's Deonna. Like, I mean, she's a champ. Like, they're champs because of Deonna. They're not
Oh
champs
yeah,
because of
I
Shelley.
honestly think they're going to have the tag team belts for quite some time. Probably the most respectable tag team champions we've had in quite
Yeah,
some time.
definitely. I mean, no, I mean, obviously Deonna's fantastic, and Chelsea's very, very good. I don't think she's bad in any way. I just don't think she's on Deonna's level, and not many are. But that's
No.
going to be a hell of a tag team, and they can solidify that division, which would be nice. And I think we hit all the matches, right?
Yeah, all nine of the weird looking ones to me. All nine. I don't like the number nine for anything though. I don't know. I don't know. Just especially like a card. It just looks weird for me.
I'm guessing your favorite number is 6 because you're a psycho horror guy.
No, well, I don't mind the number 6, but that would be too little matches for an Impact show.
Gotcha.
Unless you wanted to
Also,
book them, but like 40-minute matches or something.
now, if anybody's still here and curious what I was watching before the show, I was looking for something that Scott D'Amore said, and I ended up finding a match between the Nasty Boys versus Butch Styles and Scott D'Amore from 1995 WCW Prime. And it's incredible because the show is opened by Bischoff and Dusty Rhodes. Like, it's just, man, just like I'm talking about like a blast from the past. I've honestly never seen a Scott match like from that far back. I've seen him like on TNA.
Yeah, I used to see him from time to time back in the day. He'd do like I don't know if he did like a sunset flip from the top rope. He used to do shit like that back in the day. I don't know. I did know he had some wrestling training, but I didn't realize how much.
I'll just
But
say he was a big boy back then. I
well,
mean, watching it fast. I don't know if he was a jobber, like a comedy. Like he looks like a comedy jobber, but I'm not just sure if that's the look I'm seeing.
well, speaking of that, I don't know if you noticed too. I can't remember what match he ref for, but one of the Armstrong brothers actually was a referee during one of the bouts
Oh
last
yeah,
Emergence.
I forget which match they mentioned it.
But that's weird. That's neat too because I kind of felt like WCW because I remember him very well back in the day. I actually remember when he wrestled as well.
I did not. I guess before my time. I didn't remember anything about him in WCW. I think I started
He
watching.
wasn't a half bad wrestler. He's kind of a little bit like not quite as like colorful as PG James, obviously.
I was gonna say Grado. Is that
No, but like he was very much like kind of like his brother. Is it Brad Armstrong? Is that who the older brother was?
Oh yeah, let's get the
I
names.
think he might have passed away now. I'm not sure.
R.I.P. If so, and if not, sorry. Hope you're having a nice life.
But yeah, just I don't know. I liked what they did. So that's kind of an indicative of what's going on behind the scenes too. Because we mentioned last podcast that BG James is somewhat like in creative or doing something behind the scenes. So hopefully we get to at least see him at least as an online or on air character at some point.
Yeah, he's a name, and why not? I always say that he's a name. Why not use it?
or have him pop in on commentary or something. Just hear him. Get to see him once in so long, because he vanished when he went up north. So
Yeah, I says it all the time, man. If you got a name, use it. That was one little thing I got not angry, but I noticed like they kind of buried Maria in the back of the picture, and like her name wasn't even on it, but like her name is Maria Kanellis. Like,
well, I got
that's a
thinking,
big, you know what I mean? Like that's a big name in the wrestling world still.
well, I got thinking with Madison going where she's going, and she is kind of something to do with creative and Impact, right?
I'm not sure.
Maybe
Did she get
this
that far?
maybe this is something where we get Maria. Maybe this was done intentionally because they knew she was going to down south, and now they're going to kind of put Maria in that
Yeah.
picture.
See, I thought it was just Gail, but maybe she was kind of
Yeah.
like Gail's helper or something. Who knows? But I'm not worried. But I seriously, it's one thing I never worry about, the knockouts. I think they can lose anyone not named Gail, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, she just seems so darn loyal to Impact, and she'll still throw little rib jokes at up north, and I think she likes to throw things at just about anybody when she sees fit, which I like, because she doesn't take any BS from anybody when it comes to women's wrestling.
I will say my only problem with Gail is chill with the politics, because it's it's a turnoff for people who are on the other side, I'm sure, and it's a turnoff for me. I don't want to hear. I mean, I used to hate when people say like I don't want to hear celebrities' opinions, but I kind of get it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I don't
political opinions, because
I have too many relatives that are on one side or the other.
oh no, it's like, yeah, I'm the same way, and like I've adapted to, I can deal with anyone, and like that's not life. You know what I mean? Like there's life, and there's like
Well, to be fair, COVID took care of a lot of the political stuff. So I mean, nobody would have been ideal as president. Just because of all the shenanigans going on in the world right now. I wouldn't want to be the president, to be honest with you.
I remember saying that's got to be the worst guy. Like once COVID hit, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's got to be the worst job in the world. Like, well, who would even run next? But whatever. Now we're getting political when we said we weren't good enough, but we kept it right down the middle. So
yeah,
that's what I mean. Like I'm cool talking about anything as long as it's like, don't go too far. Like don't piss off fans. Like why? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're Gail, like why even tweet anything like that? Like why risk pissing off a fan? Like.
Well, I mean, Impact already gets labeled the LOL TNA movement by a lot of people, and comments like that on social medias, and that's not her indirectly. I just mean anybody that can draw a lot of negativity, and I would try to avoid negativity, because Impact's trying to, they're trying to grow, and if they get the right TV deal, who knows? Maybe somebody throws them a $50-60 million
Exactly.
deal, and then they get do that with negativity.
And then they get in the money game and start spending like Tony and Trips. We'll see. Things could be great. I mean, things are great. Obviously, like you just said, just need to be on a bigger platform. And I feel like I've been saying this for years that I'm not worried, but I'm a little worried, I guess, because it's been so long. But I don't know. I love the shows. I love the. Well,
what's your verdict on this iPay-per? I call it an iPay-per-view because it's not one of our big ones.
Oh yeah, good. I didn't. Oh yeah, I wanted to do grades. So that's
what would you honestly give it this show? I'm in the 9s. I'm serious. That's how.
Yeah, this was no, I totally agree. I mean, I thought this would be if I was a AEW type Ring of Honor just matches, or not just matches, but like a huge match fan, I would definitely I think. Like I said, that 411 review, I really think would have been like a 9.2 or something, and I would have agreed. For me, I would give it like an 8.4, just because I'm not that kind of fan. Like I'm, more into other things. But I don't know, maybe 8.5. Well, there was nothing bad, and I did miss like 5 minutes of something when Heath was talking, so I did miss what he actually said there.
That's weird that you should say that. That happened to me too, because I thought I was logged in on Impact Plus. Yeah. I was watching a pre-show, and then it went right back to some old content from like 2005 of Impact, and I'm like, oh shit, we're not logged in. My wife had to hurry around and lock it in because she's much faster with her phone. And I
gotcha.
missed some of the Mike Bailey match, but I don't think I missed an awful lot. I know what he brings to the table. I think what had me hooked with this pay-per-view, or this pay-per-view, I should say, was the go home show in that exchange between Josh Alexander and Alex Shelley. The pipe bomb or mic drop or whatever you want to say that he did. That I put that up there with anything that CM Punk would have said.
That's one small thing I didn't like either. Just the fact that it was on a Friday after a Thursday show. It's like you don't really have time to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It kind of had
but
salivating over the pay-per-view though.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, the way that ended, and he just kind of like scantily went up the ramp, and he's like, you know, he like basically bitched him out, basically, you know. And
he did. He did an incredible job. Everything he did during the feud, Shelley. Like he kind of. I mean, I always thought he was awesome, but he kind of like stepped up to even another notch in my book.
Yeah, well, I honestly didn't think it would be as close as it was. Like, I couldn't believe for the difference in size, how he was able to counter. I mean, not that I was surprised, but just because I know Josh, he has that reputation of having these long matches, and it just felt like Shelley was every step ahead of him throughout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he'd counter it, and then I don't know. It just was an incredible match. It's definitely a match of the year candidate for me.
Yeah, it looked like Shelley knew this was his probably one big, pay-per-view chance and took total advantage of it and hung with Josh every second of the way, which not many people in the world can do.
Well, see, what made me think Josh was going to retain is because I heard many rumors. There's talk of him possibly Alex Shelley going down south. I don't know, maybe New Japan. I'm not sure, but it's like,
I hate that they made down south a bad term. It used to be WCW down south, and I used to smile. Now it's fucking. You can't go north. You can't go north or south. God,
I'm just getting some terminology from the TNI podcast. That's what they refer to them as.
Impact is getting closed in. Can't go north. Can't go south. Also, let me just say to you, TNI guys, if you happen to be listening, I like all of you. I love J-Bone. J-Bone rules. Kyle's a dick. That's all. And I just want him to speak openly about what happened. It's so frustrating to me. I don't want to use someone's words against them because I recently found out that's called doxing, something I made fun of recently on the show. So, whatever. Kyle, you're a douche. That comes from me. Not my friend here, who is a big fan of all of you guys, and he chats with you all and all that. So this is just personally between me and that dude. The end. We'll be back next time.
Next Friday.
Leave comments and whatever else, and we will read them on air. That's what we like to do. We don't get many, but also I can't see a bunch of them, so please leave them on YouTube or social media.
We hit the double digits for likes on this last video, though, and we got somewhere near the 400 views. So thank you, viewers, listeners.
Yeah, we're doing very well. And honestly, I can't see all the views we're getting on the other podcast places, but I know we're doing pretty damn well. So thanks to everyone out there listening, and keep on doing it.
Have a good
as always, keep things positive, at least when it comes to Impact.